Hello, and welcome to episode 10 of Games, Broadcasting, and BS with Nick and Wendy. My name's Nick, also known as Nickinator15 on the interwebs. I'm slowly converting to just Nickinator, but Twitch ain't gonna allow me to do that, but you know, that's who I am, the real Nickinator on Instagram, and I got wonderful Bravo chick, also known as Wendy, over here.
Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Wendy, Bravo chick. On the Instagram? No, I'm Bravo Chick on TikTok and on Twitch, and then I'm Bravo Chick 10 on Instagram and on Twitter. How's everyone doing tonight?
She's got the TikTok.
It's been a minute.
Is that new for this podcast? I can't remember if that was actually a thing on last one.
I feel like it is.
I feel like you know you just made this TikTok account and you're slowly putting some stuff on there. So
it's funny because with everything going on, it was like, it might not be a bad idea to, go tip your toe into other, platform waters, just in case. And I went to TikTok. I said I would never be on TikTok, but I was like, you know what? I'm just going to look. I guarantee you there's already like a TikTok / Bravo Chick. So it's like, if Bravo Chick is gone, I'm not doing it. To my surprise, Bravo Chick was available. So I was like, shit, I guess I got to do TikTok now. So, yep, I'm on the TikToks.
Exactly.
I have a few
you got to do
that
it.
I need to put up, actually. Yeah.
Yeah. It's which is funny because I started posting some stuff on TikTok recently again too, after not for many months. But here we are to the grind again. But yeah. So
good stuff.
Taking part in this episode is gonna be your usual gaming news. Not gonna take up as much. We don't have a whole lot to talk about in there. We got a lot to talk about when it comes to broadcasting.
Yep.
And a good bit when it comes to the bullshit. So
yeah, and like what's been going on in our real lives, because we did take a short hiatus. It's been 3 weeks since we last shot an episode, so we have a lot to talk about.
Exactly. I actually myself is coming back from being sick for like 3 days.
Yeah. So
that's why we're actually doing this on Thursday. So we had to take our little buffer day, which is good. We put that in there for a reason, and we used it. So it's being useful here. So, which is awesome. But yeah, we're excited to talk about many different things today. So, Bravo, what did we go on last episode about?
Well, I called a doctor friend of mine up there in Canada. I was like, you got to go see Nick and pump him full of steroids. And, whatever they're giving old people these days, we got to do this episode.
Yeah.
Last episode, we did heavily scrutinize some of the changes being made on the platform of Twitch.
We might be doing that again today.
Yeah, I feel like this is going to be like Twitch is a Piñata, and we're just swinging it, we're bashing it, but
we'll go a little easy. It's okay.
And then, last episode we had some Grand Theft Auto 6 leaks that were confirmed.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah, so what have you been playing?
I've been playing, Beat Slayer, as Wendy here. Oh, that's the first thing she wrote down, Beat Slayer, and I'm like, what the heck is Beat Slayer, right?
I wanted to make sure it wasn't forgotten. So
it was last week or 2 weeks ago. I played Beat Saber on stream. Had a fun stream doing that. It was it was a lot of fun playing, with the VR and stuff. I ended up, smacking the remotes into the ceiling. So that was very interesting. There's a video on that.
I must say, that was one of the most fun and entertaining streams I've ever watched on Twitch. It was so much fun. I was dancing with you. You did, what is it? One hop this time, that
that's
dance.
When I smacked. That's when I smacked the goddamn ceiling. I did the actual hop and whacked the controllers
Boom.
up there, and
Tallboy breaks his Oculus Rift because he's too tall. When he jumps, he sends it through the ceiling. But it was such a good time.
Which is
I enjoyed it so much. It was so much fun.
Might see that happen again. Who knows? We'll see.
Yes.
I can't confirm nor deny anything. But all I gotta say is we did one, and it was tons of fun. And ended the night with my VR just completely shutting off, and I actually have yet to go test to see if it works again.
Oh, so it might be broken.
That might
I
be
wonder
broken.
if it just got too hot or something.
It could be, right? Who knows, right? So, I don't know. We'll see. I'm going to test it out and see if everything works. So, but other than that, I was playing. So I've just started. It would have been almost 2 weekends ago. The first weekend of October, on the 1st, I started up Horror Month, basically, where I'm playing through a bunch of horror games.
Scary.
And I'm starting with, I started with the Resident Evil series. I've never played Resident Evil before. And I started with Resident Evil 2 because that's the first one that was remade recently.
Right.
I'm playing like recently remade games. So we played 2 and then we played 3. But when I played 2, I had a little birdie in my chat that said I should play on hardcore. So I did just that. I played hardcore. And it took me 14 hours of frustrating, 14 very long and frustrating hours.
Oh my gosh.
To beat it, but in the end, we actually did beat it on hardcore mode, which I'm kind of proud of myself a little bit for.
Yeah, pat yourself on the back for that one.
Yeah, and that was with chat sending those Dixper things, the interactive
Oh my god,
thing.
in a horror game?
Yeah.
Jeez.
Oh, it's been so much fun, right? So Horror Month, I'm trying to, make it interactive and stuff and make scary alerts and stuff even more in my face in there. So
super scary.
It's been a lot of fun. So 2 and 3, I've completely finished now. 3, I did in normal, or what? I can't remember what they call it. But the next games I'm going to be playing is 7 and 8 in the series. So I'm excited to continue Horror Month. So
good deal.
And
when do you have like a plan for when you're going to resume that, or
tomorrow? I resume 7.
Awesome. So there
that's
you go.
Friday, October 14th. It's been fun.
Twitch.tv/NickandNader15 for all your scary needs. Oh, that's spooky.
Oh, yeah. And what have you been playing over there?
The usual. Some American Truck Simulator. So it may seem like I'm right. Yeah, well, it may seem like I'm riding American Truck Simulator hard. I'm just trying to prepare for Texas because I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to ride this. I am beginning to think it's going to come with the next update, which should be coming really soon. It's in beta right now.
Oh shit, that's soon, right?
Yeah.
So we're going for like a November release.
I think so, and that's usually, like, if you look at their past releases, they like to do like a mid to late, DLC release. So that would be kind of on par for them.
Yeah.
And so I started, apart from that though, I started some farming simulator the other day, just because. So here's what happened. I was going to play Construction Simulator. Like, I had finally watched enough people play Construction Simulator. I was like, all right, I'm going to try this game.
Yeah.
Now, I wasn't in, I was in a good mood, but I was really tired and just kind of blah. It was one of those type of streams, like really chill. And I just found Construction Simulator to be way too tedious for me personally. That being said, I still think it is a phenomenal game. I know a bunch of people that are having so much fun with it, so if I did redeem it, I did refund it. If it ever goes back on sale, I may pick it back up. Well, I should say when it goes on sale next year sometime, I'll probably pick it up again, and I give it another try when I'm feeling a bit better. But
so
yeah, I think.
Would you say you would definitely play that game with friends?
Yeah, I think.
Would that change it a little bit? Maybe change the pace of things?
Yeah, I feel like that would the game does lend itself to multiplayer, and I'm glad it has a multiplayer function and feature. But I don't know, it was really for me not feeling the greatest, and I was doing this really tedious crane work. I was just like, I'm not feeling this at all.
Right.
So
and that's completely fair. I know Construction Simulator, a lot of people have had their eyes actually on that game. And a lot of people are enjoying the heck out of that game, right? There's certain people that will get their fix from that game, but, it's not for everybody.
Yeah, I still 100% recommend the game. If you're into simulators, I think you'll like it a lot. It's just for me at this time, it wasn't vibing. So from that, I went into Farming Simulator. I've started a new map, which is like an old favorite. My favorite map on Farming Sim 17 was Don Diego, and someone has done like a revitalized version of that for Farming Sim 22. So I've started that, having a lot of fun, and hope to start playing some more Farming Simulator in the future.
I
And
find
then
it.
on top of all that, yeah, go ahead.
I actually find it kind of funny that you say Construction Simulator was tedious because I think Farming Simulator is tedious, but you know, I do find it in that way. Although I do enjoy Farming Simulator. Don't get me wrong. I have tons of fun playing Farming Simulator.
I
But
think
find
the
it
more appropriate, yeah, I think a more appropriate word for Farming Simulator is it can get grindy sometimes. I don't
Yeah,
necessarily see it being tedious, but
that's fair. Yeah,
I still, like I said, I still think Construction Simulator is a great game. It's just not for me at this point in time. Maybe sometime in the future.
we'll see.
And then something that came totally out of left field is Rocket League. My very, good friend Wes or Maverick, he is he's been getting into Rocket League like for the first time, and so I've been playing a lot of Rocket League with him and his best friend, and we're having a blast on it. So ATS, Rocket League, and Farming Simulator. That's
There you
what
go.
you've been seeing from me here recently.
I was quite surprised to see the Rocket League because I think I saw you streaming that or something. While I think it was while I was sick or something or away. It was away or something. I saw you
Yep.
on there. And I was like, what the heck? And I'm like, man, I want to watch this, but I don't have the time because I think I was
Right.
definitely away. So, but
It's a lot of fun. I used to be huge into Rocket League a long, long time ago, and it kind of turned me into someone I didn't necessarily like because I was salty. I was bitchy, not gonna lie. But this go around, I'm playing with, which back then I was playing with friends too, but we were all just freaking, salty and mad because we were playing competitive and whatnot. But this go around, I find it's a lot more fun. I'm a lot more chill, laid back, and just enjoying it.
and there you go. That's exciting. So, from what we've been playing and stuff into what's going on in the gaming world, what do we got? Why don't you tell us what's going on in the gaming news?
Yeah.
Outside of what we're playing.
So
right
some
now.
gaming news. I would say gamers beware if you're looking forward to playing Gotham Knights. Spoilers are
I
making the
am.
rounds.
I'm looking forward to it.
So be careful. There were articles on it at some of the gaming news websites I look at for the podcast talking about it, and I didn't even go in to read it because I don't want it to be spoiled. Whether I play it or I watch someone like Nick play it, I don't want it spoiled for me, so I didn't bother reading those articles. But just know that there are spoilers out there.
I've yet to see those, so
Yeah. Pre-orders for Need for Speed Unbound, or Need for Speed Speed Unbound are you can go pre-order it right now and expect the next gen Need for Speed to release on PlayStation 5, Xbox Series XS, and PC December 2nd. It didn't say anything about like PlayStation 4 or the older PC, so I guess those are starting to get phased out.
I think maybe they're just doing the newer consoles. So, new Need for Speed games coming out, which is exciting for a lot of Need for Speed fans. This is a title that's been around in the racing genre for many, many, many years. Like it's an OG racer. The only thing that I did see was there's no Audi in the game.
Oh my god.
Which there's a car brand. There's another one missing too, but obviously for me, I was more focused on the Audi, being a fan of their cars. But it's very interesting not to see that brand in a racing game because they have racing cars too. They're in like the what's that race? There's a racing thing. I think it's an oval
racing
circuit or
league.
something.
Yeah.
I don't know, but they have racing stuff. I think it's F1 or something too. They have cars in there too, but they're hardcore like in the racing and stuff. So it was very interesting to see that.
That is interesting. It makes you wonder if EA didn't bother getting the rights to the Audi, or if Audi said no, we're not giving you the rights to our cars. So that is pretty interesting.
Yeah, So that's one thing that I took note from that game. But, you know, after playing, I think it was Need for Speed Heat for a bit, you know, there was some things that were okay in that game, but I didn't find myself enjoying that game tons. Yes.
I didn't care for Need for Speed Heat. Like, we played it a
Yeah.
little bit, and I'm like, this is trash.
Yeah, I
You're
didn't.
running from the police so much, and it's so overdone that I'm like, I'm not even enjoying this. I think I
Yeah.
only played it that one time. So
I think
I
same
enjoy
here.
some of the other, yeah, I enjoy some of the other stuff we were playing when we were in that racing.
I didn't mind the crew too. That was
I
okay
love
for a
the
bit.
crew. I still love Forza. I think
Forza
Forza
was.
and Project Cars 2 are my favorite that
I'm
we've
gonna have to
played.
agree with that. Yeah. Yep. 100%. Because
Grounded
Forza
came
is
out. Yeah,
such a
Forza's
good
a great
racing game too for
Yeah,
arcade racers, right?
Yeah,
So
I enjoyed a lot. And Project Cars 2 is just a lot of fun. Apparently Project Cars 3 is trash. And I don't know if they're gonna
yeah,
do another one or not.
I have no idea. All I know is Project Cars 2, I think, is their best out of their series. So
Didn't they take some features away?
something happened with 3, and you know, I wasn't really bothered to really get a look into exactly what it was.
Right.
But
It's
oh well.
funny because you're not the only one that says that. A lot of people prefer 2. I think the majority actually prefer 2 over 3.
Right.
Grounded recently came out. I think it came out earlier this week to official release, and to an overwhelming positive, release. I've had, a lot of friends come up and be like, "Oh, bravo, you got to play Grounded. It's so much fun." Da 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 da. And like, well, I would love to dive into that game. I just don't have time for it right now. Hopefully, sometime in the future, I can dig into it.
I've played that game in the past. It was an interesting take on a survival game,
Yeah.
but the thing is, I've never been a huge survival, game player. Never been
Right.
into the whole survival thing. I can go in, I can have short-term fun, no problem. But when it comes to playing like survival games long-term, I don't know what it is. I just I just lose interest. So
Yeah, that's fair.
but it was fun, while I played it. So yeah. That's my take on
I
Grounded.
usually like that. That's usually within my wheelhouse because I love Minecraft. I'm having a lot of fun with Dick Spur and stuff like that. But apart from that, what is this? I think you put this on here because it's news to me.
Yeah,
that
I actually
SnowRunner
just saw-
farming update.
I saw this actually today. I think it came out today. SnowRunner has had a farming update.
What does that even mean?
I know, right? This was like all news to me because I saw this on a stream today, and I was like, somebody was playing SnowRunner, and their title was like, it's farming time or something. I'm like, that ain't the right game title, right? So I opened this up, and sure enough, you use like your SnowRunner where you have to go through the mud and stuff and get to the thing and bring equipment to another spot while going through like mud and snow and all that. But you gather farm equipment, so cultivator and stuff. You bring it to a farm, like a field, and you cultivate the field.
That is so. Oh my god, that might bring me back to SnowRunner.
The thing is, it's not as good as you think. It's definitely not even close to the, farming simulator like physics
I
on
wouldn't
it.
think it would be. Yeah.
It's really not anywhere close, but it was interesting to see. But adding a little bit more because you actually use there's a tractor in there too, obviously, for the farm equipment. But you go through, you cultivate, you seed the field, and you harvest it and everything. So
Right.
but yeah, farming update. That's what's
That's
happening in
interesting
SnowRunner.
because that's like 2 games that everyone always wish would overlap. People want to see SnowRunner physics in Farming Simulator, and I'm one of them. I think that would be
Yeah.
awesome.
I think it has a lot of potential if they update a couple more things in there, but we'll see. It's definitely interesting, and actually, I was surprised to see that they're putting that much of a twist on the game. But definitely different than all just the map updates they've been doing, because that's what has been going on in SnowRunners. They just put another map in there. So
Yeah, they're doing a lot of work on SnowRunner, and it's definitely a game I want to return to at some point in time.
hell yeah.
Spider-Man Miles Morales is coming to PC November 18th. Who's excited for that? I wonder.
Oh, this is tingling my gaming senses.
I've seen that, and I'm like, oh, I know someone that'll be really excited for that. So
I'm
yeah,
excited
look for that
that
next month.
Even though I haven't got around to finishing the DLC on Spider-Man, it's just
I thought you had finished it.
not quite. I'm like halfway through the whole DLC on that game, but I got sidetracked. That horror month began. So much going on, right? There's just so much going on. I'm like, I just got to move forward, right? I
So
finished
much
the
to
main
do
game.
in so little time, right?
So I might circle back to another time, but I'm excited to jump into a whole new game. Miles Morales. I've been talking about this as a one of the how Spider-Man finished. It opened a door to two different games, and Miles Morales is one of the side stories in there.
Right.
So I'm excited to partake on that whole story. It's already out on like PlayStation, right? It's been out on PlayStation, but it's what we're talking about. It's coming to PC.
So it's coming to PC. Yeah. Awesome.
Where I'll be able to play because I don't have a PlayStation. So that's why I'm very excited.
Right. To wrap this segment up, I don't know if this is in the right category or not, but it's something I wanted to speak on.
It is.
My first wheel was, I don't even remember when, it was like back in 1996. I had a wheel. It was fun. I enjoyed it. I can't remember what it was. My first wheel I had while streaming was the Logitech G27. Beautiful wheel, loved it, never had any problems out of it. It was just 10 out of 10, great wheel. The wheel I have now is the Logitech G29. The wheel itself is really good, but I will no longer be recommending it. Why? It has nothing to do with the physical, wheel. The wheel is really, really good. It comes with a shifter. Well, I think the shifter's optional. Shifter works fine, pedals work fine. The only reason I will no longer endorse any kind of Logitech products is because of their software, G-Hub. Lately, it seems like every time I go to play American Truck Simulator, the wheel is non-existent, and I have to spend the next hour on figuring out what's wrong, what happened, and then I open up G-Hub, and it's just a little Logitech logo going over and over and over. It doesn't even load. Overall, Logitech G-Hub is just a really, really bad software, and it is so sad that a company produces such great, products as keyboards and mouse and, gaming wheels and joysticks and all that. They produce such good, stuff, but that their software is trash. I basically have to uninstall and reinstall G-Hub every single time I go to play American Truck Simulator or any other game that for that matter that uses my wheel. So that would be very annoying. It is so annoying, and it is I'm not the only one. I went onto a Reddit. I was well, first I just Googled. I'm like, is there anything I can use to circumvent G-Hub?
Yeah.
And that led me to a Reddit post that's 3 years old, talking about the same problems. And someone from Logitech was on this post. And the most recent post was from a few years ago. Someone said, glad to see Logitech is addressing their problems. It's kind of in sarcasm, because obviously they're not. And it's really disheartening, and it's really sad that you can have such good products, but the software needed to run them is trash. So
I mean, that's what everything comes down to these days, right? Is we need good software to run hardware. You could produce great hardware, but as we've just heard here, is software just ruins it. So
my next will be a Thrustmaster or something. I'm done with Logitech products. Personally.
Thrustmaster is good because so when it comes to their software, many people, if they've had the G27, they know about the older Logitech software. It was pretty basic, pretty straightforward. But
it ran perfectly.
Yeah, because there wasn't a whole lot to it. It wasn't all these different features and connecting to the internet and having all these other things, right? It was just a basic thing. You open up and you can just adjust some of the controls on there and go about your day, right? And that's what I still get to use because I have the G27 right now. The Thrustmaster wheel is kind of the same way. Like their software is kind of the same as the old Logitech thing. It's very basic. You open up a control panel and you have your wheel there, and it's pretty straightforward, basic. It reminds me a lot of the Logitech G27 software. So that's where I think Thrustmaster does good there, because they're not trying to have a software that includes everything, right? They don't make all these different products. Like Logitech uses the G Hub for all their Logitech products. They want to use all the same thing. They got mouse, keyboard, webcam. They got all this different stuff that they want to include into the software, and unfortunately, it doesn't work very well. So
it's funny because I know some people that they've never had a problem at a G Hub, but then the majority of people I know say they can't stand G Hub. It's awful, and it's a really piece of trash. I'm not gonna mince words here, and it's really sad because Logitech just came out with a new wheel, and while it is very pricey, I think it is a really good wheel because some of the functions make it to where someone that's paralyzed could use a wheel. That being said, I'm not going to endorse it because their software's junk. Holla at me, Logitech, when you take 20 minutes to write a script that will actually make your products functionable. So that's my rant on Logitech, and while I'll no longer be endorsing Logitech, and I'm gonna probably look to get a Thrustmaster next year, so I don't seem like a hypocrite. I'm like, I'm on a Logitech steering wheel, but I don't recommend it.
Well, I mean, to be fair, you thought it was a good wheel, you got it, you spent your money, because they're not cheap, right?
Yeah,
and here you are having troubles with it. I feel like you have all the rights to not recommend something, even though you own it, because you don't want to spend money on another wheel at the moment. Maybe you don't have the money, or you don't think it's necessary to buy a whole new wheel right now, right? So I think it's totally fair to not recommend something if you own it. So
100%.
But that's
so that kind of wraps up gaming news. So into the broadcasting section, we're gonna beat up on Twitch a little bit. I just want to start.
Guys, is coming.
I just want to start the segment with at TwitchCon last weekend in San Diego. A broadcaster, I hope I'm saying this right, Shashik TV, broke her back after jumping into a foam pit at TwitchCon. Is this her fault or is this Twitch's fault? Who really knows? She says she tweeted out that she's okay, but her back was broken in 2 places. I find the fault with Twitch because they had this foam pit. So why not make sure that, we got this foam pit for people to jump in. We better make sure no one, breaks their back when they actually jump in it. So that, I think that's just another
law. You should totally not be breaking
trash.
A bone in a foam pit, right?
No,
it just seems a little weird. And this wasn't the only person that was injured. There's actually, I think, 3 people in total injured. So it's not like
in
the same pit,
overall?
in the same pit. So
oh my god,
there was something that was not tested right with this foam pit, right? There, like maybe one injury, okay, maybe we can scratch it off as is maybe one person, but like with 3 people,
and like a significant injury of breaking your back, like that could have been really. She could have ended up being paralyzed. Luckily enough, it doesn't sound like that's the case, but that is, Twitch is. I think Twitch is very lucky that they're. I mean, they still might have a lawsuit on their hands.
Oh yeah.
I don't know if I broke my back at TwitchCon, I'd be like.
Actually, I don't know if there because. I think there was waiver signed, so I don't think they have.
Probably, but still.
Yeah, there was waiver signed, so they don't have the means to sue.
Especially considering, it's a content creator, it's a broadcaster. What are the odds that, she has health insurance that's going to cover back surgery? You know what I mean?
But yeah, there was another person that injured their knee after their ankle rolled. Their foot hit the bottom, and then their ankle rolled, and their kneecap was on the side. That's what I see. Jesus. And, all I know is when you're in a foam pit, you shouldn't be hitting the ground on the bottom. This should be because like they were on platforms that were above the foam thing, right? Because it was for like a sword battle, like a foam sword battle fight or something.
Right.
So, and then I guess they fall off the platform and into the pit, but this shit all been tested. So,
I agree. Like when I read that, I just read that not an hour ago, and I'm like, oh my god, someone broke their back at TwitchCon.
I know, it's crazy, huh?
That is very, very crazy.
Well, that's just one of the things to throw some more shit at Twitch.
The dumpster fire that is Twitch right now, and who knows if it's really Twitch or if a lot of this is from Amazon.
Most of the things that are these policy changes and all these things that happen with Twitch, majority of it's coming from Amazon, right? Because they're the final say in all this stuff. They're the ones that tell the CEO what that has to happen basically, and then the CEO's of Twitch has to figure out a way to.
CEO of Twitch, Emmett, he's always came out at TwitchCon, and he's always looked great in my opinion. I'm like, yeah, that's our guy, that's Emmett, we like him a lot, and I don't really feel like I'm hating on Emmett Hall. It just looks like he has aged significantly. It looks like, he's had a lot on his shoulders, and he's been putting up with a lot, if that makes any sense. So,
I'm sure any CEO would have that, right? But,
Well, especially, coming, his boss is someone at Amazon, one of the biggest countries in the world, and hear them come down and say, you got to cut partners back to 50%, you got to increase ad revenue and all this crazy crap. It's probably things he didn't want to do for the platform. But, at the end of the day, maybe he didn't have as much say in it as some wig at Amazon.
Yep, exactly. It's unfortunate to see, but this is the world we live in, right?
Yeah, and due to this, I personally have noticed an uptick in viewers complaining about ads, and my heart goes out to them because if I had the option not to run ads at all, I would do it because I don't like watching ads. Who likes watching ads and commercials? Nobody, The only thing I like to watch is movie trailers, and I can do that on other websites, But it hurts my heart when I see, a viewer, a longtime viewer, or a new viewer come in and be like, I didn't get anything that you just said because I just had to watch an ad. And that, I feel like it is a deterrent, especially with new viewers. Like if you're coming by a stream for the first time and you're having to watch, I don't know how long these ads run. Sounds to me like sometimes they run pretty long, and it's like, oh crap, this streamer seemed pretty cool, but I don't want to sit around and watch these ads for a minute just to get to their stream.
Yeah.
So I find it pretty unfortunate.
So that's another thing, I just want to say, is if you find yourself using Twitch quite a bit, you're a channel jumper, so you like to go from channel to channel to channel. Definitely subscribe to Twitch Turbo. All right, Twitch Turbo is so worth it because you don't have any ads anywhere on the site. The whole site's ad free. I've been subscribed to Turbo for a while. Canadian pricing, it's $8.99, I think, a month. Maybe that's US something. It's $8.99. It's almost like a subscription to a channel,
right?
But it's ad free all across Twitch.
So worth it.
If you have the means to buy it, do. It saves so many headaches on Twitch. I haven't seen an ad on Twitch in I don't know how long.
Same, because I think I've had Twitch Turbo since 2015. Because the two platforms where I consume the most content is Twitch and YouTube. And so anything I can do to circumvent ads, I'm going to do it. Now, don't feel like you're taking away from the streamer by not watching their ads, because they are still getting the revenue as if you did watch the ads. So you're not taking anything away from streamers. So don't feel bad if you go the Turbo route. I can't recommend it enough. I think it's great.
Exactly. But, if you just watch, one or two channels, it might be more worth to directly to subscribe to those channels, because more than likely they have the ads turned off for subscribers. I know I do, at least. So
yeah, same.
Subscribers will not have ads on my channel. I don't know. Does that work for pre-rolls too? I don't.
Honestly, like, I was gonna talk to you. Like, I don't understand the whole pre-roll thing. Like, if say I'm going for a BRB in a stream, if I run an ad, does that mean that they won't run it 30 minutes? I don't understand the whole ad game on Twitch.
A minute and a half long ad, it'll disable pre-roll ads for 30 minutes on your stream. That's all I know.
God,
yeah,
only
it's
30 minutes.
I know.
It's even worth
it's like,
it?
yeah, they're trying to push you to run ads every 30 minutes. It's like, you know, during a live broadcast when you're playing some game, like matches in a game are longer than 30 minutes, right? So
take Rocket League, for example. Can you imagine? You know, I'm sure this is very real. You know, you're watching your favorite broadcaster play Rocket League, and there's like 30 seconds left, and then there's 10 seconds left, and ooh, it's really close, and you're so excited for the end, and then here comes an ad of whatever. I don't even know what kind of ads run on Twitch, but it's like, that's incredibly frustrating.
I think because, as far as I know, the ads that run on Twitch is mostly Amazon ads. So
I wish, as content creators on this platform, we could control where the ad breaks are, you know, and I don't know if that's a thing or not. It very well may be. I just don't know.
I think they need better means for ads on live content. You can't have something that interrupts live stream to run an ad. They need to just stick with, you know, maybe banners or other ways to advertise, right?
It's not like a YouTube video where like you get an ad, but then the video picks up right where it left off.
Yeah, exactly. You know, it's different on YouTube.
At least 30 seconds worth of content, and that doesn't sound like a lot, but a lot can happen in 30 seconds.
Oh, tons, right? You can have a whole clip in that moment. So
yeah, 100%.
Yeah, no, live content ads, like obviously ads aren't going to go anywhere, unfortunately. Otherwise I'd say, yeah, boot ads out of here, but you know.
Yeah, right.
It's unfortunate, but here we are in the
yeah,
world.
Twitch, I feel like Twitch is trying to argue, you know, the payouts to partners is going back to 50-50, but the ad revenue share is going from a flat rate of $3.25 or something like that, or I don't know, to like a 55% share. But I'm like,
that 55% share that they're trying to get you to do is you have to be on that their automatic scheduling thing that runs like a 90-second ad every half hour or something like that. It's so strange. You know, it's.
And that's something I personally don't want to do to my viewers. You know what I mean?
Nobody does. Well, I mean, there's obviously some people that would, but you know. Here, let me. Yeah. So, yeah. Here you go. 3 minutes of ads per hour is what I see is to get 55% ad revenue split is 3 minutes per hour. So, yeah. There you go. Take what you will from that, but that is a lot of ads in 1 hour.
180 seconds.
Yeah. and it has to be on their automatic thing, so it happens in that hour. Otherwise, you don't get it. So you can be in the middle of something. So, I don't know.
That is,
I'm done bitching about it. Nothing's gonna change from my mouth. So.
Yeah, we can complain till we're blue in the face, but that's why I almost wish there was like a broadcasters union, so we could like, you know, I'm like Sally Field and Norma Ray, the movie. I'm like, union. Tell Twitch, you know, we're sick of this, and we're not gonna broadcast anymore. You know, if you could get some really
even if it was just for the partners, right? Like, you know,
yeah.
For Avenue stuff, like I'm not just complaining about it from my own personal, right? Because you know, I'm here for a thing. I'm talking about this on behalf of, you know, people that try to make a living on this platform.
Absolutely, yeah.
So, and for the viewers, right? Like I'm a heavy viewer on Twitch, so I don't want to see Twitch die. Unfortunately, it's starting to head down that path, but we'll see.
That's where I come from, all of this. Like, as a viewer and as a broadcaster that has, you know, a small little viewer base, I don't want this afflicted on them, you know, as much as I don't want it afflicted on me. So it's just...
oh, well.
I watched the keynote it seemed very low key. Like, usually Emmett has a lot of energy when he comes out. He didn't seem very energetic to me at all. And there wasn't like any big surprising changes that I felt that he announced that were significant enough to even really talk about. Things like, the pay cap is, to be reduced to $50. That's coming to America. I think it already has. I think it came this week.
Yeah.
He announced the charity feature that's already a thing. This new guest star feature, making it easier to have, people come onto your stream. That sounds kind of interesting.
Yeah.
That sounds interesting to me.
We'll see when they incorporate it, because they always talk all, fun stuff about their new features coming, but sometimes they are actually released and they're
right.
they're not good.
They're not good. They're not good at all.
There's definitely something that they've done recently.
See, I've got this thing right now. Chat highlights settings.
Yeah, so that's elevating. That's like a super chat from YouTube. So in YouTube, they had a thing where you pay, $5 and your message is at the top of the chat box for 30 seconds, right?
Ooh.
And Twitch has now brought the same thing over to Twitch, where, you pay $5, you get 30 seconds of your chat being at the top. And then so on and so forth. You could pay $100 and it's 10 minutes. So
jeez.
So you got different tiers that go up and up and up. The difference with this is there's actually a higher split. This is where they're trying to add in like a higher thing for that's the streamers. So I think this one's a 70-30 split. I think. Don't quote me on that. I could be wrong.
Now, is that across the board for affiliates and partners, or like?
I don't know. It just says creators. It just says creators received a 70-30 split. So okay. I'm not sure if that is affiliates or partners, but
maybe that's a good thing.
I wouldn't know. I don't even. What's up?
I can't recall if we got to talk about this in the last podcast or not.
No.
But the time I went to go throw bits at you in your stream, and it was something else entirely, and it wanted me to buy even more, even though I'd already purchased some.
I think this has happened after, because this is the part where, I was getting very frustrated, and I wrote it down on my phone. I said, I'm going to talk about this shit on the next podcast. And basically all I wrote was, I'm salty with Twitch. And I was like, I'm going to know what that's all about, because I was very salty with everything, how everything was going. They added a new cheering system into Twitch, which used just, sending money instead of bits. Instead of buying bits and sending bits, you just send money, right? And what that did is they removed bits from my channel. So you couldn't use bits in my channel. And they had this new thing. So all these, different alerts and different lighting things I had set up to do with bits, nobody could do.
Poof.
Nobody could do anymore. So I'm like, great, this interactive stuff that I've added in, spent time adding in, is no longer a thing. And I don't know about anybody else, but I thought like bits, how bits work is very cool. It's very unique to Twitch. It's what makes, sending money and stuff around, it's very cool. I'm a very heavy, bit user, to be honest.
Right.
You can send bits in a lot of different styles, different emotes, different ways. Like there's a whole bunch of different cool ways to do bits.
So with this new, what they were, so Twitch threw this on your channel without your acknowledgement or your authorization, right?
Yeah, they basically put it on my channel and they said, they sent a little thing in that little creator dashboard, like the alerts thing. There's alerts that you get at the top right. Well, shit, mine's always green. I don't like saying that there's a new thing there. I don't check it all the time.
I don't
right?
check it either.
I open up Twitch, I put in my title stuff, and I hit start stream, right? So I wasn't checking it for a bit, and then you mentioned the thing, and I opened up the alert thing or something, and they say, hey, we kind of did this feature. We added this feature to your channel. Click this link if you want to opt out, and you have a time limit to do so. They said you have until, by the time I got around to it, it was like 1 day left.
That is so stupid.
And you had to opt out. You had to type in your channel name to opt out. And I was like, are you kidding me? Like, to opt out? You're removing features from
should
my
be
channel.
Yeah. It should be the other way around, in my opinion. They should be like, here's a new feature. Do you want to opt in?
Right.
Not automatically say, hey, we're going to change your channel in a very drastic way and not tell you about it. And then, maybe you'll see the notification that if you want to opt out, you can. Like, you should have to opt into these programs, not that. Ugh. Twitch,
Yeah,
wow.
I was getting pretty salty at that. And then, oh my God, it gets so much worse, all right? So last month was September, right? Where subs are discounted and, you go around, you support. And in many previous years, gifted subs were discounted. The discount was 50% for all subs, gifted subs. I think that was like last year or the year before, right? Definitely last year.
About right.
So this is how it was. It was this big event. And then when September starts this year, it's a 20% discount for just subbing to a channel. No gifted subs, none of that, right?
That was only new subs as well, right?
New subs. So they had it at the beginning where if you're to resub to a channel, you don't get the discount.
Right.
Then, I think they eventually opened up to, okay, you can resub. I think they did that silently because eventually I saw I could resub, right? At a discount. So I'm like, okay. And then 1 week until the end. 1 week until the end of September. It was literally the 26th of September. So not even a week, right? It was 4 days. They said, hey, gifted subs are on sale now. And you want to know the funniest thing is I realized I saw this before they made an announcement about it. And they didn't make an announcement on Twitter or anything for hours after they put that in there.
That is so scummy, and that has corporate fingerprints all over it, in my opinion.
Yeah.
I've always said that I'm really glad Amazon ended up purchasing Twitch over Google.
I think Google. I do now after this. I'm starting to think Google would have had it better off. No, I think Google would. I don't think they would have brought it together. I think it would have been separate.
I don't know. I feel like if Google would have purchased Twitch, they would have thrown it in with YouTube. It'd been like YouTube Live.
I don't think so. I think they would have put their money just into Twitch, right? Instead of creating their whole own thing. I don't think YouTube live streaming would have been a whole thing.
Right.
I don't think YouTube live stream would have taken off. It would have just been Twitch. This big dog. I think, honestly.
Big dog that is, in my opinion, maybe getting smaller in the live streaming business. Because friend of mine, he streams on TikTok as well as Twitch, and the numbers he gets on TikTok are insane.
TikTok is like how their algorithm works and everything, right? It's for just fast-paced stuff. So most of the time, your viewers on TikTok, you'll probably have in their chat for, couple minutes maybe max.
Right.
You don't retain viewership, but you get a lot of viewers in.
That exposure from holding an average of 40 viewers on Twitch versus having an average of 1,200 constantly coming and going on TikTok, that is a lot of traffic, and I have seen it where he'll say, we're live on Twitch if you want to come over here, and it works. He gets a good stream of new viewers from TikTok to Twitch.
I wouldn't say it's significant. I've seen numbers myself. I wouldn't say if you get 30,000 followers on TikTok, you're not going to have like 30,000 followers come over to Twitch.
Right.
It's going to be a very small number of that, actually, depending on how you do it. You need to do it right. But I'm finding it's more like if you got 30,000 followers on TikTok, maybe 1,000 might trickle over to Twitch. That's what the numbers are at. But to get 30,000 people on TikTok that's
a lot of work.
Way fucking easier than it is to get 30,000 people on Twitch.
Yeah.
Way easier. So, and you will have a lot of interactivity on TikTok. People will comment, whatever. But yeah, it seems like, majority of people it's just, short-term format. Where I think the average viewer on Twitch watches a stream for 90 minutes, I think was the stats. So
I would be, along with that, I would be interested to see. I don't know nothing about live streaming on YouTube. It's something I have not looked at yet. It's something I hope to not have to look at. That being said, I am curious about it. Now,
I've heard.
if Twitch was to die tomorrow, that's where I would go. I'm not going back to Facebook. Sorry, not happening. Like, YouTube would be, my life raft, I guess you could say.
I've heard discoverability on YouTube. Yeah, it's terrible too. It's terrible to get discovered on YouTube. If Twitch was to disappear, my creating life, hobby, and stuff I would pour 100% into TikTok without a doubt. I put 100% into TikTok.
I feel like, though, aren't the numbers more friendlier? Like the revenue shares friendlier on YouTube as opposed to Twitch.
Yeah, YouTube is 70-30. So the revenue shares definitely are better on YouTube. But yeah, discoverability is for live streams. YouTube wasn't built to be a live streaming platform.
Right.
So it's live streaming, the whole live streaming culture on YouTube is nowhere close to what it is on Twitch. Where Twitch was built on a community of live streaming. If you're to go watch videos and clips and stuff on Twitch, it's not very good. It's not very good at all. VODs, I think they say within a few days of there being a VOD up, the viewership on those drops right off to like nothing.
Right.
But I don't know. Like, I would have liked them to would have liked Twitch to do something with their clip system. They could have done a whole lot of things with their clips. Because clips I think were awesome. But the thing is, clips are kind of a dead end. You make a clip and you can't do anything with it on Twitch. The only thing it's useful for is sharing to other platforms.
Yeah. Making clips and sending it over to TikTok for the win.
There you go. And there's a lot of websites that can do this all like within 30 seconds for you.
Makes it super easy.
You take a clip, import a clip, you do a couple like edits, move your camera around, kind of move the thing, you just send it off to TikTok. So, but yeah, I don't know. It's weird what's going on with the whole content creator universe, but I don't know. I can't really predict much. It's hard to say what's going to happen.
That being said, a long time ago, probably it was like within the first year I had found the platform Twitch. I was watching a Giant Waffle, and one of his viewers were talking about getting, the I'm Glitch, the logo of Twitch tattooed on their arm. And Giant Waffle said, "Man, you're crazy." He said, I wouldn't get that tattooed on my body. He said, "Who knows if Twitch is going to be around in 10 years? It could die tomorrow for all we know." And that is something that has stuck in the back of my mind ever since he said it. I'm like, that's kind of true. You got to ride this wave while it's here, I guess, and do your thing, and then hope that it doesn't, go the way of like a MySpace or something like that. And
Giant Waffle's been on Twitch for over 10 years now. Like, he is a long time streamer.
He's an OG. Yeah.
He doesn't do these other platforms. He's literally just all Twitch. Like, he spends all his time on Twitch.
He's so established. That's all he has to do.
Oh, 100%. I mean? He's got engineer degrees and stuff. Like, he's got all that under his belt. So he's 100%. He's good. He actually spends a lot of time on his streaming on Twitch, learning new things on his channel. It's so neat. He does coding. Yeah. He learns a lot of stuff, and he brings his viewers along and does it all with them. So
he's still one of my favorite content creators on Twitch. Mad love for the Giant Waffle.
Oh yeah.
But anyways, so Stream Talk. You've got some.
Yeah, let's move on. Let's move on from that.
With all that said and done, I still love Twitch. It just feels like, you're having a fight with your boyfriend or your girlfriend. At the end of the night, you're gonna snuggle up with each other and go, "I love you, baby." Like, I'm not. I'm disappointed, but I'm not in any way, shape, or form saying F you to Twitch. It's just like, and hopefully, good stuff comes
It's
here
having
in the
some
near
growing
future.
pains.
Yeah, yeah. Anyway, stream talk. What you got?
What do I got? I was going to talk a little bit about, the promotion of your streaming, right? Uh,
Mm-hmm.
a lot of people come to streaming for many different reasons, right? So,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you got people that just hop on. Maybe they have got a couple friends or something. They just put streaming out there and whatever happens, happens. Usually that's me. I put a lot. I do put work into mine. I like to grow.
Mm-hmm.
Although, I got other priorities. I got school, a lot
Right.
of things that, I like to put my priorities into as well. So I'm not
Mm-hmm.
100% focusing on streaming for any means. But, I like to come on. And personally, I like to, try to grow my channel sometimes. And, maybe get some more people in there. And one of the best
Mm-hmm.
ways to do that is to use social media. And
Yeah.
I don't mean just, make an Instagram, make a Twitter and, post some stuff on there and, take a picture and say, hey, I'm streaming, guys. But actually go out
Right.
there, put yourself out there. All right. Sell yourself a little bit. Tell people who you are, right?
Yeah.
Nobody knows who you are unless you
Unless
go
you
out
tell
and tell them, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
So
Absolutely.
get out on TikTok is I'm going to keep saying this. If you're a creator wanting to grow your channel, TikTok
Mm-hmm.
is one of the best ways to do that.
Yeah.
On top of that, consistency on Twitch could be another one. YouTube. And then also, if you're doing social media like Twitter and Instagram, I'm not good at it per se because I'm not really looking to grow on those platforms. But those are a different kind of environment. You want to put different stuff on there, right?
Right.
It's a little bit more mainstream and stuff. I'm not an expertise on that. That's something you'd have to do your own research on. But I know Instagram and Twitter, they're a little bit different. So
Yeah.
definitely know your platforms and know yourself
Yeah.
and know who you're putting out there. That's
I try. Me personally, I don't post on Instagram a lot, but when I do, I try to. My goal is to like share beyond the stream, beyond the gaming. It's almost like a little snapshot into the real life of who I am. That's what I like to use Instagram for, and that's the way I want to use it going forward. Same as a little bit with Twitter, because I'm an avid. I have other interests beyond gaming. Baseball being one of them. So
I've
right
been
now,
seeing you tweet about baseball
yeah,
lately, right?
so right now my Twitter feed is hot with baseball and like showing people that, become part of your community that this just isn't a one note person that's just, flat and it's all about gaming. We're interesting creatures and we have different interests in a multitude of things and you never know. You may like stop by a stream and be like, oh cool, they play my favorite game, this is awesome. You follow their Twitter and it's like, oh, they went golfing today. Oh, I love golfing. And so maybe you strike up a conversation, on Discord or something like, talking about golfing or talking about
Exactly.
photography or whatever. It's just an interesting way to get to know the person in front of the camera beyond the gaming zone. So that's how I see
Exactly.
some of the other platforms, getting to know them beyond their persona as a content creator on Twitch or YouTube.
For sure. And I had something I was gonna say. Oh yeah. Most people have more than one interest, right? So
Oh yeah.
don't be afraid to put out all your interests on there, right? There's gonna be someone that likes it as well, right? So
Yep.
but yeah, what else you
100%.
got out there? You got anything?
Where's Bravo been lately? I know I feel like I've hardly been on Twitch, and I sincerely apologize. It's not that I don't want to, it's just that lately I've been feeling really run down, and I've told my streaming community this. I don't think I've ever mentioned it on the podcast. I have chronic anemia, and when my iron gets low, the energy is just like falls off, and so when I stream, I put all of it into it. I want
Yep.
it to be good. I want it to, have quality to it. So for energy for me to produce a stream. So it's like, the other day I went live. I wasn't in the, I wasn't feeling the greatest, but it's like, you know what, I need to do this. And it was more laid back and chill. And, that's just one thing that has really, had me very scarce with streaming here recently. It's like, real life. It's not like, I feel like sometimes when people say real life, it kind of comes back as like in a negative tone. No, real life as in there's good stuff happening in my life. I'm enjoying it. The only downfall of that is it detracts from me being able to stream, more often and more consistent. And then also, postseason, Major League Baseball, October baseball, Braves are into postseason, yay. So that also detracts from my streaming schedule. Hopefully everything starts to settle down here really, really soon and I can get back to being a more consistent content creator as I want to be so badly.
It's hard to find balance, It's very hard to find that balance.
It is very difficult.
And for me, it's a constant struggle, right? So
something is always going to have to be sacrificed. You know, you're going to have to sacrifice somewhere, be it time with your friends or your family, or, some hobbies. And, you just got to prioritize things. And, I am not to the point on Twitch where like this is my job. I have to do this. Like for me, this is still very much a hobby. I love this platform and the people that I've met, the lifelong friendships that I've made on this platform. But at the end of the day, it's a hobby. I'm not doing this as a job or anything. So sometimes this has to get sacrificed in order for me to go do other things,
right.
Especially, with real life and whatnot. And it's just, it is what it is. And I hope to get back to streaming more consistently here soon.
It's been like a week and a half since I've hit the start stream, which is one of my longest times I've gone without streaming. So,
right.
And I got my reasons, but you got any more, broadcasting talk you want to go on about before we?
Yeah, well, like, it's not like I'm just not streaming. I'm staying in bed all the time. It's like literally I've been running ragged,
Oh, I was in bed for 3 days.
Well, you were sick, so that makes sense. So.
Yeah. But
I figured we could do some quick content creator advice, some Twitch faux pas, some things if you're new to the platforms that are kind of a bit of a no-no that may seem like a good idea at the time, but they're not really that good idea. So here's just a few of my favorites that I want to ramble off really quick. Promoting your channel and other streams, I think that's the biggest one. It's a no-no. Don't do it. It is a good way to not get people to watch your streams. Like anytime I see someone saying, I'm live right now playing this game too. I'm like, well, that's someone I'm not going to watch in the future because it's just in bad form and it's in bad taste.
And even doing that on anybody's content, right? Do that on your own social media, on your own stuff, right?
Yeah.
Going on, somebody's Twitter and in their comments and saying, hey, I'm live doing. That's also a no-no, right? It's not
that's a no-no.
It's not just in streams. It's just across the board. So.
Asking for a shout out, that's another good one.
Oh, God.
In my opinion, shout outs always fall to the content, the broadcaster's discretion. I'm going to shout out who I want to shout out, I have it set up to where if I get rated, that's an automatic shout out. That's awesome. But, if you're a content creator and you come to my channel and I don't know you create content, don't be surprised if I don't give you a shout out. It's just how it is. And don't ask for it. Because that's a good way to be like, well, that's a good way for one, and my channel I know will get you timed out, at the very least. Two,
that's
it's
fair.
Just bad taste. Asking to be a moderator, I will say this, as someone that was a moderator for a very large streamer several years ago, moderating is overrated. I know a lot of people that come to this platform, they see that sword badge and like, oh, I want to be a moderator. I want to have that cool sword beside my name. Moderators the ones that actually put in the work are very valuable and few and far between. And I don't know anyone that has ever been moderated after asking to be a moderator. It's just, that's a great way not to be a moderator.
Although, like, there's been times where I think it's okay, you know, maybe the streamer is kind of asking, or maybe not asking, but implying they might need a little bit help moderating. You feel free, especially if you've been in their channel for a while, you feel comfortable in there, just offer and say, hey, I'm somebody you can look at. You know, maybe they might look at you a little bit more, but don't say, you know, can I be a moderator or something. Just put out your thing. Like I've actually done it once before, but you know, for a stream I've been in for many years, and you know, they were saying something about maybe needing help, and I just said, you know, I'm available for anything, right? If you need anything. Wasn't necessarily for moderating, it's just anything, right? So
yeah, I feel like that's the conversation that I would take beyond the Twitch chat room. I'd DM them or Discord or something like that, you know.
Exactly. That's the best place to do it.
You get like, I still see it today. You get someone that follows, and 3 minutes later, can I be moderated? It's like, that'll be a no.
Yeah.
Talking at length about other streamers, I don't mind it. So to a degree, I don't mind it. But when it gets to where all you're doing is talking about other content creators in another streamer's chat, it's not a very tasteful thing to do. And I know some streams, it will get you timed out and banned, boom, baby, right there on the spot. I feel like I'm a little bit more lackadaisical with it myself. I don't mind it as long as it's, you know, in moderation, you know, as long as it doesn't turn into an hour segment of talking about some streamer and everything they've been playing the past month. You know, that happens. My moderator is going to have a time on you and enjoy it.
There you go. They're going to do their work.
And then, yeah, and then the final one that I personally do not like is asking broadcasters about other broadcasters. It's came to my attention that this has happened a couple times where a viewer of mine have went to other streamers and been like, yo, where'd that Bravo chick get? And I'm like, when they come back and tell me that, I just cringe. You know, other streamers don't know my schedule. They don't, you know, apart from the very close knit, like Nick here.
I don't even know your schedule, right? Like I don't know when the heck you'll be streaming.
They're not gonna know, and all you're gonna really do with that question is just annoy them. So don't. It's just another thing in bad taste to do, to go ask another streamer about another streamer. So
I would be like, I don't know.
Yeah, like I said, you know, Twitch is still a great platform. I still love it.
Where's your dad at?
Yeah, even though I've. You know, we've beaten up on it today, and, you know, I love to see new content creators. Just know that, you know, there's some Twitch do's and don'ts. There's all kind of posts out there that talk about it that go beyond this. And back to that, you know, when it comes to promoting your channel and knowing the right way to do it, just, you know, 5 minutes worth of research will go a long, long way.
Exactly.
That's all I got.
There's many streamers and stuff, content creators that actually take up their whole time doing this kind of thing instead of playing games and stuff. They go out there and they put this advice out there for you guys. So
yeah. 100%.
And we're one of those, you know, couple of people that are doing that for you. So there you go. Anyhow, about to the bullshit portion of the segment. Oh yeah.
Of the podcast.
Oh yeah. Let's just roll into it slow, because you know, I could talk about quite a bit of stuff in this thing, but I want to talk about Stranger Things, and that I finished it.
You finished Stranger Things.
I finished Stranger Things, which I think the last podcast, I don't even think I've started it.
You might have been like a half episode deep into it or something.
I think maybe one or two episodes in. Anyhow. I've completely finished Stranger Things. I basically binged the damn thing when I could. And holy shit. Incredible. Incredible. I think it was a very, very cool show. And I urge anybody that has not watched it to go and watch the damn thing.
All right.
That's my take on Stranger Things.
But they're gonna do one more season, right?
There's gonna be another season, so I'm excited. I'm excited to see season 5, which is gonna be the final season. So I'm excited.
So we had both kind of set up Stranger Things to watch it kind of simultaneously, so we could talk about it on the podcast, right?
Yeah, well, somebody,
thought-
you know.
Well, when we said that, I thought Stranger Things was over. Like, that was the last season.
That's fair.
Good to go. Gonna put it in the can. Until a friend of ours, Sintog, came along and said, "Oh, you're gonna watch Stranger Things? Prepared to get blue balls with the hell of a cliffhanger." And
I don't think it was that big of a cliffhanger.
I was like, "Oh my god!"
I think they ended it off right to have us be like, okay, I'm excited for more, but I didn't feel blue balled by it.
Just him saying that though made me dread starting it because I can't stand cliffhangers. I cannot.
I had already started it.
So, with all that said, I have not watched Stranger Things. I don't know if I'm going to watch it before the, final season drops. I just know I will watch it at some point between now. Like, eventually, it will all be watched by the time the final season premieres. That way I can rock with it then.
All right, well, if you can't handle a good blue ball, don't start watching Stranger Things yet.
There you go. Wait for that final season.
And if you're a female, I guess you grew a ball now.
Hey, like, the saying blue balls, for me, it's not just a physical term, but, like, we do, like, if we don't get it, we're like, oh, God, it hurts,
Exactly.
kind of thing as well, not to go too cringy or anything. Some things that I have been watching is some friends of mine that I've been hanging out with on the weekends have been giving me hell for having not ever seen Roadhouse with Patrick Swayze. Had they told me I would have seen Patrick Swayze's ass in Roadhouse, I would have watched it right there on the spot. So I watched Roadhouse. Really awesome movie. Really, really good. There's also a Val Kilmer documentary on Amazon Prime. I feel like everyone should watch. Val Kilmer is a very interesting and prolific actor. And he basically bought a camera at the beginning of his, career as an actor, and he's been documenting it ever since. So it's really, really cool and really, really interesting to see, the life of this actor. And the sad thing is he has throat cancer now, so he actually doesn't do a lot of talking in the film. But it's really cool because his son does the narration. So I highly recommend it. It's really good. And this new show that I found, it's on ABC. It's called Abbott Elementary. It is so freaking good. If you enjoy The Office, if you enjoy Parks and Recreation, I feel like this is in that same vein because it's shot the same way. It's almost like, having a film crew on set.
Yes, you talked about this on the last podcast,
Yeah,
I think.
it's so good. It's so good.
And I said, damn, I got to watch this. And I totally forgot what it was. So I'm glad that you brought it up again because,
It's really good.
I'm kind of in the spot here where I'm kind of looking for something to watch. Because everything I've talked about watching in the past, I can't remember anymore. So.
Well, the one thing that I pledged to watch and have finished by, the next podcast is Dahmer.
Oh, yes.
The limited series on Netflix.
A lot of
I
people
watched
have
the
been
first
watching
two
that.
episodes, and I really liked it, and I'm looking forward to finishing it. So
Nice. I haven't decided if I want to watch that yet. So
a friend of mine who is like a substitute teacher and a tutor. I was asking him how his week went in a text message. He was like, "It's pretty good. I've had a few kids." He's like, at first he's like, "The kids are still scared of me," and I'm like, "All right," and then he was like, "So a few of the kids have started calling me Mr. Dahmer." So he says, "So I guess that's the thing," and I fell out laughing because he really does have like that dry. The way even like my friend holds his eyes is kind of in the same way as like Dahmer does on that show. So he could never hurt a fly, but I'm sure he gets a giggle.
Yeah,
out of
you're
being
just like,
referred
you're
to
selling
as
this
Mr.
guy
Dahmer.
as like someone that's kind of like Jeffrey Dahmer.
Yeah, like he would never hurt a fly, but I'm sure he gets a giggle out of being referred to as freaking
That's too funny.
Mr. Dahmer, the
That's
teacher,
too funny.
because he was telling me about like over summer school and how these kids were just awful, and how there was more or less just babysitting them over, versus really trying to teach them anything. And he banged his head against corporate federal education system, but didn't get anywhere. But yeah, I thought that was kind of funny. And but yeah.
Well, I did see it. So I started watching. I think I watched like one episode or something. It must have been last night. This show called Midnight Club that's on Netflix. It was like in the popular section. I was like, hey, it's
What is it
October.
about?
We're almost at Halloween. I'll check this show out. I haven't decided if I'm gonna continue it yet. But goddamn, it's not a good show to watch. Midnight Club?
Yeah. What's it about?
It's like, so as far as I know, it's about a girl that has thyroid cancer. She went to the hospital. She was trying to get treatment, but she ended up being terminal. So then she found this like hospice, which is like just a mansion or something that has a bunch of other kids that have like, terminal illnesses or something. And they all go to this thing, and it's kind of like a haunted area from what I know. But these kids have formed like a club where they go into this room and they talk about some like stories and stuff, and they do this like in the middle of the night, and they don't get caught or try not to get caught.
Spoopy.
So, my one complaint about it was, I'm trying to watch this at night. I'm a heavy, watch at nighttime. I don't like things being so loud all the time. And one of the people were sharing like a scary story, and it was literally her fucking screaming over and over and over and over. She must have screamed like fucking 25 times. And you always got shows when you're trying to watch at night. You can't fucking hear the dialogue, but goddamn, when there's any other noise,
stand that.
it is just beaming. It's like, oh my God, they can't get the audio right in this damn shit.
I can't stand it when shows and movies do that. Like, there'll be this huge explosion, and then the people are like,
Exactly.
and I'm like, why can't you enunciate so we can hear what you're saying?
And this is actually one of the reasons why. So a lot of people are like, "Ew, you got subtitles on?" It's like, this is one of the reasons why I watch Netflix with subtitles on.
I have a lot of friends that say they keep subtitles on all the time now for that reason.
Yeah, because I have to have the audio low, and sometimes I can hear that fine, but when I'm not able to hear it. Because sometimes I talk even quieter than a whisper somehow.
Oh, I know that. You see their mouth moving, but nothing is coming out. I'm like,
oh my gosh, right? But then there's me, when I'm laying in my bed, it's kind of uncomfortable for me to lay in my pillow with my glasses on. So I take my glasses off. I can barely read the fucking subtitles. So it's like, I can never win in this world. So.
Oh, yeah.
At least with TV watching, all right? So.
I would really like to see that. And as far as that aspect, I'd like to see Hollywood go back to, the 40s and 50s where, it's this dramatic love scene and maybe he's leaving for war. But damn it, they're enunciating and you can hear what they're saying. She's like, oh, John, I miss you. I will be here for when you come back. But it's like you can hear her otherwise. Oh, John, I miss you. I will be here when you come back. It's like so much better, for the viewer. If you just enunciate and say it in a way we can actually hear what the fuck you're saying, versus whisper and no one can understand.
Yeah, nowadays, like the mic's like way over here, right? And they got the people looking this way, and can you see my mouth moving? Hello, right? You can't hear anything.
You can't. It's so stupid.
But
I can't stand it.
Whatever, Movies will be
whatever.
movies and shows will be shows, and that's where we're at in this world here.
Yeah.
Right? So, but yeah, that screaming over and over again, and that I couldn't believe it. I'm like, this isn't even scary. This is just annoying. It was just It was so annoying that I'm like, I don't know if I want to watch this. Still,
you don't know if you want to finish it. Yeah.
Yeah. So I don't know. No idea. We'll see how bored I get, but it seems like this Abbott Elementary I'm going to try to take a look at. But.
It's really fun, and it's done. It won a lot of Golden Globes too. So if you're into that kind of thing, I watched the Golden Globes for the first time ever in my life, and I actually enjoyed it. It is a good awards show, apart from some of the others that. Apart from like watching things, what else have you been up to in life? You got any other interests going on? I know you're in school. Like, what else
shit
you got
other than
going
that
on?
shit. Anyhow, one of the reasons why I was gone for a week and a half from streaming is I actually, went to a wedding of my sister's. First wedding I've ever gone to, and
Congratulations.
I feel like there's been a lot of firsts I've had in the past little bit, but anyhow.
Yeah?
All I gotta say is the wedding was phenomenal, and, big congrats to my sister and all that.
Yeah, congratulations to the bride.
I had tons of fun, and it was a great first wedding I've ever gone to, and I almost feel like I'm addicted. I want more. More people need to get married.
Come on, get married
Invite
so I
me,
can go
come
to
on.
your party.
Anybody want to invite me to a wedding? I'll go.
As long as you've got an open bar and a dance floor, I'm good.
I don't need an open bar.
Well, then just go to the club.
No, it's not the same. No, I'm just for people that are close to me. It's nice to see them have a nice celebration. So
yeah, weddings are fun.
But another first that I had was being on a plane. I went on a plane to go out there.
So jelly right now.
It's the first time I've been on a plane, and I went on 2 planes. So much fun, and I'm kind of addicted to that now too. I'm thinking about planning my next flight here shortly. So yeah, that was interesting. That's what I've been up to this past weekend. And then I got home. I was good for like the first day, kind of tired because long weekend and stuff. And then the next day I was sick. I started off like, I was kind of feeling like garbage. I think it was mostly during the night. I was like, oh my God, this sucks. I don't know how, like I was thinking about school the next day. I had a test I had to go do, right? So, I'm kind of worried about that because I didn't want to miss it and have to figure out any of that stuff, right?
Right.
So I ended up going in for the test. Wrote it in like 40 minutes, and I just went home. I said, screw this shit. And I was in bed like from then for like a day and a half after that. And it was brutal. I've never been so sick before. And I actually can't remember the last time I've been sick like that. So the last time
that sucks.
The last time I've actually had like a sickness of any sorts was strep throat, and that was like almost 3 years ago now. So there you go. Take it at will. Take it, whatever. Take it how you want.
Well,
I never get sick, and
may your fortune of never getting sick continue.
Well, like I have confidence that it will. Usually when I do get sick, it's not that bad. But yeah, I got whipped on my ass, and it wasn't COVID. So, but here I am. I'm still kind of getting over it, but I'm mostly better. So,
well, that's good.
Yeah, I'm happy now. And all I gotta say is, sickness. Maybe it was from the wedding and stuff. It was worth it. So
a lot of times, when I come home from traveling a lot, I call it the travel cooties because it's like, I feel crap. I feel like crap. I feel like garbage. And it's not necessarily you got the flu or you got COVID or anything like that. It's just a lot of traveling can wear you down, what do they call it? Flight fatigue or whatever,
Never really had that with traveling of any sorts. Like even after the flight, I had 2 days after the flight before the wedding, and those 2 days I was fine, right?
Right.
So, but
well, I've had the travel cooties before, and or the post travel cooties, and it's not fun. But usually a few days, you're good to go.
I know a lot of people, they get a lot of stuff when they travel, and they're kind of down for a day or two, but
yeah.
Yeah, no, I was straight up sick. I was surprised I wasn't running a fever or like the temperature or anything. It was straight like I had body aches and chills, and then I was sweating, and then I was chills, and I'm like, I didn't have much of a cough or anything, and I was just exhausted. Like I had no energy for anything. So
That's just coming down off the party high. That's all that is.
yeah.
I've pretty much just been doing the same old. Hung out with my friends at their lake house, had a really great time. The surprise party was a success, which was awesome. I think it's the first successful surprise party I've ever been a part of. Usually it always gets ruined some way, shape, or form. But my friend Wes, who was extremely surprised at his birthday, and we had a great time. And then just this past weekend, it was my mother's birthday Sunday, so we had family down throughout the weekend, and we had a lot of fun, and that was kind of cool.
Hell yeah.
And since then, it's just been like, oh, now playoff baseball. So yeah, I got it. I'm not glad that you were ill, but it did work out pretty. It worked out by not doing the podcast yesterday because the Braves were supposed to start at 4:00 yesterday afternoon. We had a storm front come through, and it ended up not starting till 7:30. That's right in the middle of. Usually, when we're doing the podcast, I was like, what? That kind of worked out. I would have still done the podcast yesterday, but my mind would have been like, I wonder what the score is. I wonder what the score is now. I wonder what the score is now.
So that's why when I message you and saying, hey, another day, you're like, yeah, let's do it next week, right? Let's do it next week.
It's fine.
Nah,
we can schedule it for February 2024.
Yeah. No, but yeah, that's good then. That's good. But we're here. Podcast is still gonna be up for the Friday, even though we weren't here last week because I was away. So we did take another week, but it's okay. We're here. We're doing the podcast when we're able to, and we're here giving you guys, our life, and
that's right.
The life of life.
The life of two broadcasters and content creators, right?
Yeah, and sometimes this world, even though it's not political world, but the gaming world and the whatever, because I can't even keep on top of the news world. Basically, I don't
wants to
that
keep
shit.
on top of that right now.
That basically feeds yourself depression. So please.
I agree.
But,
I don't watch the news. I really don't.
Unless
I hate the news. It just gets
literally,
me depressed.
A direct you're in danger. All right, then pay attention to it. Right?
I read headlines and I read articles, and that's how I consume my news. I don't watch other people give me their interpretation of the news.
There you go.
And that's all I have to say about that.
Exactly. That's the best way to do it.
You got a quote?
Yeah, so I do have a quote.
Quotes out there.
It goes like this. It goes a little bit like this. You must forge your own path for it to mean anything. And this is a quote from, a book that I'm actually in the process of reading. It's The Lost Hero from Rick Riordan.
I like it.
And, I don't know. I thought that quote definitely stood out to me because it kind of is true, all right? In order for, something to mean anything, you must forge your own path for it to be that way. Not saying that, everything you do has to be forging your own path and for it to mean anything. You don't have to, every second of your day be writing this quote till you die. It's okay to take other people's paths, but, every once in a while, venture out and do your own path. Make something mean something.
There are a lot of trailblazers throughout history that have made finding the path a bit more easier. In the baseball sense, I can think of Jackie Robinson, the first, African American in baseball. He opened the door for a lot of phenomenal, players that are African American or from any other kind of, descent. What am I trying to say? Other than he just opened the door for the whole rainbow of races to come in and play baseball, and that's a really beautiful thing. And you see that in other walks of life, I don't know, but the fact that it may be easier for you on this trail, but it's not going to mean anything to it, and you're not going to get anywhere by riding someone's coattails. You are going to have to forge your own path. It's just there are people that have came before you that may have made it a little bit easier.
Exactly.
Which is a good
Yeah. Yeah. I like that quote, but let's hear yours.
I do too. I love that quote. I don't know who said this, but I liked it a lot. Common sense is like deodorant. The people who need it the most never use it.
Got him.
Got him. I find that if people use their common sense a little bit more, it would be a nicer world to live in, and that's what that quote reminded me of.
Which is funny enough because that quote in itself is kind of common sense to me.
Right, yeah.
But, whatever.
You get on an elevator, you smelling some BO, and it's like...
Because to be fair, everybody should be using deodorant, right? Actually, on top of that, freaking use antiperspirant, all right? That shit is way better than just straight up deodorant.
There's like a movement of, rock your funk. It's kind of like a California thing, but where it's like, oh, the stuff in deodorant is so bad for your skin. Like, I just rock it naturally, and I'm like, well, can you rock it naturally with your arms down so we don't have to suffer, baby? I'm just like,
Fair enough. Yeah.
I don't mean to judge anybody, but some of us are more funkier than others.
Hell yeah.
A lie and a truth? Oh, my favorite segment.
I'm gonna go first because I think last time you went first, so
okay.
I'm gonna lay my lie and truth on you, and you're gonna tell me what you think.
Okay,
right.
Lay it on me.
So, 1, I hate spicy food, or I've never had anything waxed.
You hate spicy food, and you've never had anything waxed.
Exactly. You said that all right.
What would you have to have waxed? But spicy food. The never had anything waxed one is very strange. Like, like if you were Nikki, the female, I'm just saying, I think women usually tend to have more things waxed than men, not saying that there are some men out there that do the whole manscaping thing, Gosh, that's hard. I'm gonna say you don't like spicy food.
That's wrong. I love spicy food. Love it.
Okay.
I put spicy on everything.
The truth is, like,
I've never had anything waxed.
I was sitting here thinking, like, maybe he actually has really bushy eyebrows and he has them, like, done, like, once a month or something like that. I'm like, what could he possibly have waxed? But then I'm like, maybe it's so obvious, that it can't possibly be, a lie. So, yeah, that's a good one.
I put some thought into that one.
Yeah, that's really good. All right. The first thing I ever cooked was French toast. The first thing I ever cooked was pancakes.
French toast or pancakes? Ooh. I'm trying to think. For me, I think it was definitely pancakes for me.
Mm-hmm.
Pancakes are usually, I think pancakes are more a U.S. thing anyway than French toast. I'm going to have to go against the grain on this one again. I'm going to have to say that the first thing you did was French toast.
You would be correct.
I'm too good at this game.
You're way too good at this game. Like, I think you're beating me big time. We should have kept score.
For some reason, I don't know what it is. You always pick, like, the way you pick these things and how it's been working, how I get to these somehow is I think of the logical thing. And I just do the opposite.
That's what I just did, but I lost, I know. It's like, the logical thing is he's never been waxed. Therefore, he's been waxed. Oh, man.
Oh, well, there you go. There's another truth and a lie. A little bit of fun for you guys.
Here's kind of a new segment, this or that. Would you rather give a speech or write a paper?
This one's interesting because if you would have asked me this question like a year or two ago, I would have had a completely different answer.
Yeah.
And that answer would have been to write a paper before. But now, without even thinking twice, it's give a speech.
Yeah.
I would 100% rather get up, give a speech, just give me a topic, what it's on. I don't like the prep work. I don't like writing. I don't like any of that stuff. I'll like whatever, you know. So that's mine.
I'm with you on that. I love writing. Like I would love to write my own speech, you know, and prepare it. But I've been told several times that like I should be an influencer in public speaking because I don't know, I enjoy it. To whereas, you know, decades ago I hated public speaking, but now it's like something when the opportunity arises, I look forward to it. I'm like, yeah, let's go, you know. So
I would say like I look forward to it, but you know, it's one of those things. I'm like, I don't mind doing it now. Like I would have been a year or two ago, I'd have been like, no.
Who, me?
But you know.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I look forward to public speaking, as long as it isn't like a bad thing, like at a funeral or anything. But you know.
That's fair.
Don't mind, but you know, you don't.
If I gotta speak,
no one
you know,
wants to speak at a funeral, but you know, people usually do. But yeah.
That's a neat little thing you got. I wanted to add in something actually.
Yeah.
Now that we're talking about speeches and writing a paper, I just want to talk about how funny the English language is here. It's got it's got some paradoxes, if you will.
Okay. Lay it on me.
These are the ones that I wrote down here that I found were hilarious. There's no egg and eggplant. There's no ham and hamburger. There's no pine or apple and pineapple. Plural of tooth is teeth. So why isn't the plural of phone booth phone beef?
Oh my god.
We recite at a play, but play at a recital. We park on driveways, but drive on parkways. Why do we cook bacon, but bake cookies? And you fill out a form by filling it in. What the heck?
Yeah.
Who made up this language?
It's a very quirky language, and when people say it is the most difficult language to learn,
Terrible.
I agree with them because we have like several ways of saying the same thing, you know, and some of that is a very, you know, good example of it. It is funny, you know, like the theirs, like you have so many theirs, why are there so many theirs, you know, and
Oh god.
and there's 2 twos. There's 3 twos if you consider the number, you know, shit like that.
I know,
And then,
that's what I mean. Like you got different spellings to the same pronunciation and different pronunciations to the same spelling. It's so.
and some of it is like an oxymoron, like the parking in the driveway. And
Oh
driving
my
on the
god!
parkway.
I know,
It
right?
is so silly. It is so silly. Yeah.
I found all that hilarious.
I love it.
so-
Absolutely love it.
There you go. Anyhow, I actually think that brings us to the end.
I think that brings us to the end. Felt
So,
good to be back. I enjoyed
Fairly
this
long. I
episode.
think another hour and 40-minute in their podcast.
Yeah.
I don't know. I think we're having a good time out here.
Y'all having a good time? Yeah.
Yeah. Wait, we're gonna get like
yeah.
copyright or something. Calm down.
I love you. I love you, Pitbull. I love you. Okay, I love you. I think you're awesome.
Yeah. But yeah, it's been fun out here.
It's been a blast.
Been a blast. So email us, hit up that email, guys, or social media. All right,
Yeah.
do it.
GBBS podcast at gmail.com or on Twitter at BravoChick10 at Nickinator15. Submit your questions or comments. We would love to hear from you.
Give me some, suggestions for what to watch. I'm kind of
Yeah.
in that mood where I'm kind of looking for something to watch right now.
After
So
the
hit me
Golden
up.
Globes, I have a list on my phone of stuff to watch. I'm like, oh god, I don't give your recommendations to Nick. I don't. I have a whole list of shit to watch.
At me on Twitter at Nickinator15.
Mm-hmm.
All right. And give me a suggestion. I'd love to hear it.
There you go.
But yeah, this has been me. This has been Wendy. Wendy?
Hello.
Where can the peoples find you? Before we
At BravoChick10 on Twitter and Instagram, at BravoChick on TikTok and Twitch.
TikTok and Twitch. Let's go.
TikTok and Twitch. Ooh.
I'm Nickinator15. Again, I'm slowly working towards Nickinator. Twitch ain't gonna give it to me, so I don't know. We'll see.
That's why we have to go to TwitchCon in Las Vegas in 2023 and harass them. Be like, no one's using Nickinator. Let me have it.
By the time that comes around, I'm gonna get directed to another bot that's roaming around, the Twitch bot or something, because that's what I get when I email them. They just send an automated message out, right? So
yeah.
Anyhow, again, Nickinator15 on Twitch and Twitter. I think, yeah, because YouTube and TikTok. Anything?
Instagram.
Instagram is the real Nickinator. But I think TikTok and YouTube I've switched over to just Nickinator.
Okay.
So, but yeah.
There you go.
That's what's going on. And we'll catch you guys in the next episode, which should happen October 26th is the recording of it. Mm-hmm. So 28th for you guys watching on Spotify, Apple,
or listening
Amazon.
Yeah, wherever you're listening to us at, you know.
Exactly. We'll catch you guys later.
See you later. Bye.
Bye. All right.
Lappy thing. That's a wrap.
Yeah, literally.